Good evening, all. So we have come back with a very interesting topic about self-realization. So self-realization and achievement. So what is self-realization, and why we need achievements to become our true self, and what are our needs, and when will be the point that we achieve self-realization? And in this topic, I will talk. So, and let's start. So, let's start. This is my famous move. So, you have always to remember. Let's start. So, self-realization. Based on different psychological theories, self-realization comes to the person when he starts thinking about himself and what is my self components and what are the things needs based on food, water, shelter, and so on, his social needs, friends, family, community, then self-esteem and respect and becoming part of and spontaneity and so on. And the final part, he starts to think about something that he would like to become himself. So self-realization. However, there are other theme that is being sold for many young people across the globe. So this is the general theme that you would achieve self-realization after you achieve your basic needs, after you achieve your social structure, after you achieve the self-esteem and so on. So this is the general talk about self-realization. Now, however, what happens is to many young people across the globe that they want something and they dream about it when they are in a young age, and they end up not achieving that, whether they have dreamt of this thing when they are child, or whether they have been dreaming about this when they are older, or when they have been wanting something that they did not get. And the thing is that there is sometimes a general dream for people, and this general dream is being sold that if you work hard, the results will be something that you like, and if you work hard, you will be at the top of the world. If you work hard, you will be wherever you want. If you work hard, if you study hard, the opportunities will be endless for you in the world. And this is a good thing because it pushes a lot of young people to work. However, sometimes this dream is not manifested in reality, and this achievement is not manifested in reality, which leads a lot of young people to a state of despair. And when they reach the state of despair, they start doubting themselves and they start doubting the environment around them. And this is a very dangerous thing. So let's talk about the American dream. You don't have to be a rich guy to believe in the American dream. Also, you can be a poor guy who is working hard in some kind of a construction site, or maybe in a hotel, cleaning stuff and so on, and you will start thinking about the following: that what will be my end? Today I work hard, tomorrow I work hard, what will happen? And what the American dreams is, if you work hard, you save money, you become smart about money, you invest in different things, you can watch different video and spend some time learning about different about yourself, and spend some time improving yourself. If you get a degree, you will have a better chance in life, and so on. So if you get education and if you continue pushing your limits, you will always be closer to achieve the American dream. And what is the American dream? The American dream is about a house. A big house could be with a swimming pool or not, a car, a good car, a happy wife, a happy children, and a respect from your community and a safe community around you. This is the American dream. So when young people start working hard and they see, oh, this guy has actually achieved, and this guy has achieved this dream, and this guy has achieved this dream, and you see a lot of people starting owning their property, and you see a lot of people, they started to establishing their family, young people say, yes, the American dream is true and it's happening, and in many cases happening. Sometimes this dream fades down and people say, no, it's not going to happen, and other times say, yes, it's going to happen, and so on. So now, what is the Arabic dream? What does the people in the Middle East think about? What is the dream that they are thinking about? We can't be giving our young people the same ambition because of the economic structure, but we can give some of them special, but we can't give we can't give a general dream or a general aspiration that is somehow somehow is a little bit exaggerated and sometimes can be out of reach, with not considering the land price and the house prices and how people work together and how people can get married. So we have to give them a realistic dream that they believe in. So the thing is that now this is something that I really want to talk about, which is what people are thinking about from their dream, what they believe in the region. So I'll tell you about my experience. So I have built a small team, and this team was a group of young people who wanted to start working. And I told them, if you work hard, you would, some of you, the best among you, will become partners in the company. So that was that you would be someone with an achievement with a young age. You have a partnership. The second one, if you work hard and if our company grow, you will grow with me, and your income will be increasing. So if we grow, you will grow too. So the second thing is about sharing and showing that my success is your success as well. So it's time that, and if you have a better income, you can send some money for your family and so on. So a lot of them, I think they understood that I am real and I'm genuine about this, and I will do my best to achieve this. So we have sold a very good dream, but we end up failing. So I consider myself a leader who failed. So a leader who failed and I have seen the despair in their eyes, that who could not fulfill what he said to his people, to his group. So he told them, we will do this, we'll do that, and eventually we end up in a wrong place. Why this happened, I don't blame anyone. So let me but now actually I have a very strong views for young people and what they should be doing. And because of this, I'm doing this video. So now let me talking about what the Gulf dream. So a lot of people in the Gulf, a lot of leaders in the Gulf, they told their people, if you work hard, if you follow the rules, if you stick to our values, you will get a house, you'll get a car, you'll have a happy wife, your house will be near your family, and you will, from time to time, you'll travel, we'll spend some time in training you, and if you are very good, you will be coming up in the organization. So you'll grow within our organization. And some people in the Gulf, they have seen this being fulfilled in their life, and they have seen, so they started strongly believing their leadership and started strongly believing in what's happening in their life, and they started to work hard. And if they started to follow the orders, and they would not have a lot of disagreements. So this was, yes, I agree that the money has helped, but also that they have seen that actually their leadership is taking care of some of these elements. Now, what is actually the Arab dreams for people who does not have the same level of wealth as the Gulf? Of course, not all of the Gulf has the same level of structure, and this should be very clear. Not the same people in Saudi, not the same people in some countries. So some of them are struggling with marriage, some of them are struggling with even house, owning a property. So even on the long term. So not all of them has achieved this status, but some of them, and these ones are the ones who continuously believe in their leadership, believe in where their country is going, and so on. Now I'll talk about the Arab dream. The Arabs from other countries, from countries with not the same level of income as the Gulf, they have a very simple dream. They dream of having a family, being respected from your community, having a property, could be a flat. It could be good if this flat within your, and having a car, and being able to and have a good children. So this is what they want. And what happens is with many young people, and this is really a disaster, to be honest. This is really a disaster, and someone has to say something. This has to stop. So the first thing, they end up in a situation where they are struggling to get a job. Then when they are married, they are struggling to keep their marriage, or there are a lot of problems with their marriages and so on, so something related to economy and so on. The third one, they end up not fulfilling their desires and achieving what they wanted to be. And I'm talking about the general dream. Many of them, especially the ones who are working as workers, see this as a far dream. The ones who are in the middle class see this as a possible dream. So it's something that you can't generalize across all sectors. But eventually, they end up thinking that that this dream actually is not happening. What we have been working hard for and what we have been studying hard for is not happening. And for these people, I would say very clear thing that for these countries, they have to show, and they end up working somewhere else because of the money. And if they work somewhere else because of the money, they started thinking that they have no other option. And when they start thinking that they have no other option, this is a disaster. When you are starting thinking that you should be working in a situation where your time is being kidnapped and you have no other option but to stay there because there is a lot of unemployment, their life becomes completely different. They become trapped. And this is important, that actually there is a strong focus between countries like Egypt, Jordan, Syria, Iraq, and so on, to show that there are alternative paths to success rather than working for someone else in a richer country. And these could be trading with Africa. These could be e-commerce. This could be or e-learning. I think e-learning is more is better than e-commerce. Or content could be something like R&D of food or something like that. Could be for agriculture. So you should really clearly show that there is a path, whether they would like to take it or not. It's there. It's there. Yes, maybe they are highly specialized, and there is only one organization in the Gulf that can hire them, and so on, and that can pay really for their time. But you should tell them that we don't have such a capability. But there is your options in this place is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you want to leave, there is always a chance for you to go back and work in one of these conditions. And it should not be horrible conditions, but it should be conditions that actually help them to achieve the basic dream. And based on that, I would say for people who are working in the Gulf, it's time to really start thinking about your years and days that you are spending there. We are competing with countries maybe that are not. We are competing with countries that maybe not focusing on education, not focusing as much as they are focusing on physical presence and physical cooperation and basic communication skills. So you should always try to differentiate yourself, and you should always try not to be trapped with what is happening around you in terms of unemployment. There is always options, and we always have to be thinking about these options, and these options should be independent from others. The moment that we lose our independence, the moment we are weaker. And yes, I am one of the guys who told me you can't leave UAE. I told you can't leave this country. I told him I will leave it and leave everything around. If my achievements and desires are not being met, go away and not come again. And it's not something that I would, even if my desires in life is not being met, I don't belong to you, and I don't want to be with you, and I don't care. So this is my strong message to the young people. And it's time that we start to self-organize ourselves, and we start to really to engage in a strong argument, and to try to be advocates about what we can do for the world. That is being said, that was my talk about self-realization and achievements. And it's time that we start working. But before that, we have to show there are paths, and these paths will be working. And there will be a number of people who are only working on showing there are paths for people. And there are only working just to show you can follow this path, you can follow this path, you can follow this path. I wish you a great evening, and I shall say salam.